Welcome to Hungarian Insights, your go-to channel for exploring Hungary's rich history, vibrant culture, and language learning resources. Can one visionary leader single-handedly create a golden age? In 15th century Hungary, King Matthias Corvinus transformed his kingdom into a vibrant hub of art, architecture, and learning, planting the seeds of the Hungarian Renaissance.
So let me ask you something. Do you think a single person can give an entire country a complete cultural makeover? Today we're going to travel back to the 15th century to meet a king who did pretty much exactly that. He built a golden age almost from the ground up.
I mean, it's a huge question, right? We tend to think of cultural change as this slow, gradual thing that happens over generations. But what if one person with a big enough vision could just hit the fast-forward button?
Well, that's pretty much what happened. At a time when most of Europe was still, deeply set in its medieval ways, one kingdom just pivoted. And it was all thanks to its leader.
And that leader's name was King Matthias Corvinus. His big idea? He wanted to bring the single most exciting cultural movement of the time, the Renaissance, right into the heart of Hungary. He didn't just want to be part of it, he wanted to be a leader in it. So what exactly was this radical new idea? Well, the Renaissance was a complete culture reset. The word itself means rebirth, and that's what it was. It was a shift away from focusing only on religion and the afterlife and moving towards this bold new celebration of human potential, of classical wisdom, and of art itself.
Just imagine the culture shock. On one side, you've got the standard medieval mindset, where pretty much all art and thought is centered on religious themes. Then, bam, on the other side, you've got this vibrant new philosophy that Matthias wants to bring in, one that celebrates human achievement, worldly life, and classical beauty. For Hungary back then, this was absolutely revolutionary.
Now, Matthias didn't just talk a big game. He started building his vision, and I mean that literally. He knew that to change a culture, you have to change the environment people live in. He basically became the chief architect of the Hungarian Renaissance. So what did he do? He started with the most visible symbols of power. He poured incredible amounts of money into finishing and renovating the Buda Castle Palace, turning it into this stunning example of Renaissance style. He expanded the massive Visegrád Palace. He built brand new, stylish hunting lodges. These weren't just buildings. They were giant public billboards screaming that Hungary had a new cultural direction. And here's the really cool part. This wasn't just about copying what was happening in Italy. His whole goal was to create a uniquely Hungarian Renaissance. By bringing in the best artists and thinkers, he created this amazing fusion, mixing those cutting-edge classical ideas with Hungary's own rich traditions. But look, a Renaissance isn't just about stone and fancy buildings. It's built on ideas. And Matthias knew that if you really wanted to transform his kingdom, he had to build its intellectual foundation. He understood that knowledge, that was the real power source. And this led him to what is maybe his most famous achievement of all, the Bibliotheca Corviniana. This was not just some dusty royal library. We're talking about one of the greatest libraries in all of Europe. Seriously, it was legendary. People said its collection of manuscripts was second only to the Vatican's. It became the intellectual heart of his entire kingdom. So this library became way more than just a place to store books. It was this living, breathing hub for culture. It was like a magnet. The best scholars, the sharpest philosophers, the most talented artists, they all started flocking to Hungary because they wanted to be near the intellectual fire that Matthias had started. So you put it all together, the architecture, the art, the books. What's the final result? What does it all add up to? Well, his legacy was nothing less than the complete cultural transformation of an entire nation. You can almost boil his whole strategy down into 3 steps, a kind of playbook for building a golden age. Step 1, have a really powerful vision. Step 2, put your money where your mouth is, with huge, ambitious patronage. And step 3, watch as that investment sparks a totally new cultural era. It's really a masterclass in how to build a nation's identity.
And boom! There you have it. The Hungarian Renaissance was born. This wasn't some historical accident. It was the direct result of a very deliberate plan. With his singular vision and his absolute refusal to stop investing in it, King Matthias Corvinus literally planted the Renaissance in Hungarian soil and cultivated a golden age.
And it really leaves us with this final big question. The story of Matthias Corvinus seems to show that sometimes a golden age doesn't just happen on its own. It's built. It takes a clear vision, it takes a ton of resources, and maybe it takes one person's incredible will to make it all real. What do you think is the most important ingredient? Thanks for joining us.
Our podcast discussions are based on our ebook, Hungary's Hall of Fame in a Nutshell. History, literature, art, music, science, sport. Scan the QR code or check the link in the description to download your copy of Hungary's Hall of Fame in a Nutshell. As a special bonus, you'll also receive the Illustrated Companion, featuring over 100 detailed illustrations to visually enrich your understanding of the book's content. Thank you for watching.